In this second lesson, we're going to talk about human Qi networks. The first one is try to recognize one thing. Is this human Qi network still following Chinese medical science? Because in the Western science, Western medical science, it still cannot come out as a better than Chinese result or Chinese discovery in the past. Of course, I don't say Chinese electric network or Qi network is 100% accurate because all those things come from experience. But it got to be some way in the future we are able to measure and try to understand how the body's energy work in the body. So in this case, maybe we had to remodify the whole things and try to re-explain the whole things. And then in this case, we can get a better right path. But so far, until today, so far, this is the best we can offer. Okay. The first one, try to understand human Qi networks. How Chinese defined the organs, how the Qi distributed in one body, where is the battery, and where the Qi can be stored. And all these things you have to understand. In the future discussion of this lesson or the following lessons, you'll be able to understand much clearer. In the first lesson, we talk about the human define the upper body and lower body. The Western society, you define upper body, lower body through the waist area. Actually, in the center is where the center of the gravity is, mean your physical center. From this one, you define this upper body, this lower body is by physical appearance. But when Chinese define the upper body and lower body, is through the energy. It's not through the physical body. Okay, you try to trace back. Chinese talk about life. When the life started, long time ago, right? How this started? Oh, they do try to define it first, and you can get a better idea. Okay, the sperms. Remember, healthy male, every second you produce 3,000 sperm every second. Each time you eject it during sexual intercourse, actually it's 500 millions. Okay. Before I was thinking about 60 millions, but now I got a better information. It's not. It's 500 millions. Every second of 3,000 sperm produced every second. It's amazing. In the sperm inside, they have a male and female. That's why I decide you want a boy or girl. The most amazing part, inside the male sperm, inside have a light. And the female don't have a light. The male, usually from physical appearance, the tip is a little bit sharper. The female a little bit round. And the male a little bit longer tail, the female shorter tail. But when you dissect it, when you make it dissect and cut it open, you can see here is actually it's called fat. So eventually from the physical structure, you can see actually male has more fuel because the fat is actually considered the fuel, the essence or the material it can produce the energy to maintain the life of the sperm. So eventually you look at this, actually the male is supposed to live longer. But in fact, it's not true. See, if anyone want to understand all this sperm structure, amazing today scientists are able to cut the sperm in half and look inside the structure clearly. If any one of you interested to understand that more detail, please refer to this book. A baby is born. Inside, amazing, you can see a lot of pictures. That's why inside you can discover how the human constructed from the first day. Questions, why? If a male has more fuel inside, how come male? Usually, relatively speaking, the male lives shorter than female. Let's try to see what's behind that from Chinese understanding and from the Western understanding. The first one, the male is active. The female is so slow. So that means from a microscope you can see The male always keep moving. The female is slow. That means when the male and female attack the egg at the same time, 80% male win. Because male is active, they swim faster, so that means the penetrating is stronger than female. So that's a very important part. That means timing. You want to get boy or girl, control you want boy and girl. The timing is so important. See, that means when the egg come out within that 24 hours, if you have intercourse, a lot of chance you get a male. See? So that's the first thing you can see, the male active. When this is active, eventually you run out the energy faster. So once the male and female separate from father's body, there's a sperm separate from father's body. Actually, this one, 48 hours around that, then die. The female, 72 hours around that. Most amazing part is when the sperm stay in the father's body, in the testicles, they don't get aged. They live there for a long time. But once they separate from father's body, actually, they die very soon. There's this one, try to get back. I don't know how many pay attention to the scientific developments. Probably about 8 years ago. But we still can discover from internet. Scientists discovered called aging cell. This aging cell is amazing. Roughly, I try to draw it. Okay, this aging cell have 4 legs. Every time the cell multiply, that means you need a piece of this one to construct a new cell. The scientists discovered this aging cell. Then when the time passes, this leg gets shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. Eventually, when you reach a stage, you die. Now, scientists discovered this big discovery. Then they are looking for the way to maintain this leg the same length. If you can do that, that means human can live for a long, long time. At that time, they are talking about possibility of live 700-800 years. If you know how to maintain this cell in the right length, continue. So they are looking for the enzyme to maintain this aging cell in the right length. It's amazing they discover where the enzyme is in the testicles. Because they discover when the sperm in the testicle, the sperm does not get aged. When the sperm come out of the father's body, then 48 hours to 72 hours, they die. The question, this enzyme they discover, can we apply this one into human body to make the entire body slow down? Can maintain this length? Questions. The brain cell does not multiply, does not divide. The brain cell, according to science, we know, the brain cell continue constructed until you are 20 years old, then the brain cell, that's all you have. It doesn't divide. If it doesn't divide, that means all the body remain young, but brain cell continue aged. See, that's one biggest obstacles. But I heard a few years ago, the French scientists, they find a way to make a brain cell divide. Okay, but that research is continue. I'm still waiting for the update news and see. I wouldn't doubt it. In the next 20, 30 years, maybe 50 years, all the human can live 700-800 years. When that happens, how do you define your life? All the meaning of life has to be redefined. Because usually when you reach 60s, you are waiting. That means your mind always thinking it's the past. Then you lose the motivation of the future. Because you're thinking, I'm too old now, I'm waiting to die. That kind of mentality will be changed. Because when you reach 60, you can live 700-800 years old. When you are 60, that means nothing. Compared with now, you're only 2 years old. That means all humans' mentality has to be changed. The spirituality has to be changed. Okay. Remember, scientists, I don't know how many pay attention. The beginning is the year 2000. The scientists already, year 1990, the scientists already announced through the growth hormones, people can live 120 to 150 years old. At that one, they confirmed it in year 2000 at that time. They say this century, the big breakthrough is human beings is going to live 150 years old. And it's happening pretty soon already. You can see how many people live over 100 years old today. It's not uncommon anymore. You think about 1950s, they estimate roughly only 4,000 people in the whole world, they live over 100 years old. But I remember about 15 years ago, the estimate was 40,000. But now it's more and more. That's because the long life becomes it's easier and easier. You try to trace back. Let's go back to the history of human life. The beginning of the last century, 1900. At that time, what is the average life of a male? You'll be surprised. It's about 47 years old. Doesn't mean you live over 47 years old. It means you are above average already. But there's a big jump. In 1950s, at that time, was the average age for humans, for the male, is 68. That's a big jump. Why is a big jump? Because discovery of a antibiotic. It's a penicillin. So once they discovered, then we know how to take care of the infection, take care of those sickness, disease. The human being had a big jump. But now, actually, a few years ago, United Nations, they announced human life now in America is actually 75 years old average. Then Japan is 80. Yeah. So amazing. Why Japan is more? That's because I believe because Japanese, they're concerned more health side, they eat healthier. They don't eat as much red meat as we do. So from here you can see the scientists continue to develop. Remember just a few months ago, because now it's 2004. Today is June. Today is June 17th. A few months ago, I don't know if you pay attention to the news, because year 2000 we already decode genetic code, but they discovered the genetic drug. They already tried to insert. Then they will find out the lifespan extend 4 times longer. They already talk about, they try to, because it's already proved that kind of genetic drug is working for other species. Now they're experimenting on the humans. If this one can be done, that means all the humans' life will extend to 300 years, and it can happen very soon. That's what according to what the newspaper said. Because some drug company already want to step in to produce that because it's already happening. The question, 300 years old, that means everybody 300? I don't think so. Yeah, I think it can extend the rest of your life 4 times, but it doesn't mean in the past you can make it happen. For example, you're 70 years old already. Maybe you live until 80. That means you can extend 40 years instead of 10 years, 40 years. Okay, but so they talk about probably newborn baby. Newborn baby, they started probably when they reach 50s. That's equivalent to now probably 5 years old or something. But anyway, think about it. Science developed too fast. Sometimes I feel like I'm not following the past. I'm far behind. Yeah, I don't know. In the future, it's going to be worse and worse, because the science is not go this way. Science development is go this way. See, I'm around here. I'm already confused. Talk about those new generation. It's going to be here. This one is more confused because this one is much bigger than this. So, think about that. All right, come back to this one. 48 hours, 72 hours. Of course, this is general speaking. Depends people. Not only that, this is base. This is acid. That's a big discovery in 1960s by American scientists. So that doesn't mean you can control, you want a baby boy, a baby girl. Actually, you can control very accurate from scientific way. But before it was really controlled by the religions. So because they say the boy or girl decided by the God, it's not by humans. But eventually, you can control it easily today. Okay, now, because the male is active, the female is slow. What's the consequence? The male's energy manifested. When male energy manifested, the male become more young outside. Now we can see what's the difference of a male and female, generally speaking. You can see male is more muscular. Male get more hair, like a monkey. And female, you can see physically, it's not as strong as a male, it's a smaller. But eventually you can see, understand one thing. The male outside is strong, but inside is not as strong as woman. But inside woman is stronger than men. See? Now you try to analyze this one, you try to take a look. if this is a human body, the male outside is yang, inside is yin. Because the male manifested. The woman is just reverse. So because the reason whenever there's an intercourse, the main energy emitted, the woman will take in, because yin will take in your energy. Yang manifests energy, releasing it. You know, it'd be funny to see a lot of insects, like bees, like ants, squid. One time sex, the male die, because the male simply lose the energy. The same thing for the men and women. When they intercourse, men will lose energy. So the men cannot release the energy too much. You over-abuse your sex, that means you age very quickly. You lose your health as well. That's one of the Qigong exercise in China is really how do you control your sexual activities. You cannot abuse it. If you abuse it, it's not good. But too much of a yang accumulate is not good either. Today we already know can cause a prostate cancer. Okay. Now, from this reason, you can see the female inside is stronger. When the yin is stronger, that means central energy line is stronger. That means what? That means females' sensitivity is different from men. You look at the history. Remember about a few years ago, the Pope, Vatican, they announced, they apologized. I don't know how many read newspaper. They apologized few things. The one is sexual abuse. The other one is talk about for 2,000 years, the Pope, they executed 2 million witches. But to Chinese, it's very funny. Because those witches, most of them is really females. They excuse. But because female, why the female excuse? Because they accuse them as witch. But to Chinese, they are not witch. They are Qigong healer. Because they can heal the qi, they can emit in the qi because they can sense the energy other people cannot sense. In Chinese society, whenever they discover, I don't care, the male, female, like that, they have a 4 yuan. Because that's a Chinese terminology. 4 yuan, that means affinity with Buddhahood. The Chinese also call Dao yuan. Dao yuan, that means affinity with the Dao. When Chinese discover anybody have that kind of capability, especially childhood, what they do, they send them to the monastery to train their capability. That's become very important part of a Qigong foundation studied today. It's come from those people. It's the talented people. They have their kind of special talent, special capability. But in the Western society, what? They burn them to death because they get scared. The Vatican scared, church get scared. Because they have their power can comparable with Jesus Christ, whatever, I don't know. Okay. So because this reason you have to see, because women's here energy is stronger, the center energy is stronger, so women, they carry a baby. The men cannot carry a baby. The male energy inside is too weak. The woman is strong because baby grow up here. Not only that, because this and this one synchronize each other, remember. Scientists already confirmed that. That means your frequency, your vibrations, you are more wider than human. That means male. Because that means female can sense more energy than male. That's why female can be a better healer. The female can be a better Qigong master than male if they train. But it doesn't mean the male cannot train. That's a very important key point. Because a lot of documents written by male in ancient time, a lot of achievements actually by male. The reason because remember, the beginning with male has more energy than woman, but it's just only what? Too much of actions, too much of active motions. If a male know how to calm down, how to lead the energy to the center, the male can live even longer than woman. The male can even sense stronger than woman. That's the reason in Chinese Taoist Buddhist society, there are so many male Qigong masters. That's because they learn how to lead the energy to the center. If you learn how to lead the energy to the center, then you can manipulate the qi situation that's what you want. You can manifest it, you can control it. So that's why I discovered clearly in my new book called Embryonic Breathing Inside. Because all they talk about it is two polarities. Okay. Once you understand this concept, you can see the body structure is different. The male and the female is already different. Other than that, there are many different, many same parts. Okay, now let's talk about other things. See if we can help you understand the body network. Earlier we talk about body divided, upper body and lower body. It doesn't matter male and female. This part. All right, I want you to look at the baby is born. I want you to look at that book. You try to see the fetus, or you call embryo, because I think they judge by 80 days. Before 80 days, they call embryo. After 80 days, they call fetus, or the other way around. Check that. To me, to Chinese, all the same. It's called Tai, it's the same. But the West, you have different definitions. But I want you to look at the inside the book about baby, about the fetus inside 3 months old. You'd be surprised. You see the roughly I draw. If you can take a look at the book, you can see this head is big and like this way. The arm and leg is not even existing. It's small, very small. You can see the 3 months old, all they build up is from this polarity and this polarity that become the central energy. The first thing they build up is these two polarities. When these two polarities constructed, then slowly the energy expand to these two, then the arm and leg start expand. Okay, because I want you to see this one structure from the nature, the baby inside the structure. Then later you can see how Chinese medicine come up with the idea. Remember, in ancient times, Chinese didn't have the idea. But it's all from experience. Okay, now, from here you can see. There's no arm and leg. From this point of view, where is the middle point? Because there's no leg, no arms. 3 months old, where's the call? In Chinese called upper body, lower body. It's by diaphragm, because this is a diaphragm. This is upper body, this lower body. By what? By those two polarities. Because from here, they divide this lower polarity, upper polarity. It's two polarity in the middle point. Now, the Chinese call this called upper dantian, this is called lower dantian, this is called middle dantian. I don't know, your mind has become clearer or not. It's come from even before the baby was born. There's no leg, no arm yet. Okay, now from this concept, try to take a look. Now this is a life frame. Remember, earlier we talked about life frame. On the top of the life frame is a fascia. The bottom of the life frame is a fascia. When this is a fascia, there's a poor conductor. This is good conductor. And this poor conductor. So that means what? The energy trap, energy can be accumulated in these two. Is a battery. The structure is a battery. So Chinese call this one middle dantian. This one divide the body top and bottom. Okay, of course the top includes the head here. Okay, so this is one and this is two. There's two brains. Chinese call lower dantian, upper dantian, connected by spinal cord. Spinal cord, lower dantian, upper dantian, spinal cord is called thrusting vessel. Thrusting in English does mean go through. Chinese called 冲脉. 冲 does mean it's thrust. It go quickly. So that means these two brains, what? They're two, right, physically. But eventually in the function it's one, because thrusting vessel is a spinal cord. There's no resistance. If there's no resistance, what they mean, that means they synchronize each other. All right, I want you to think now. I move this marker from here to here. How did it happen? First I think, right? Remember in lesson 1, when you think, what you provide, delta V, right? Once I think, then I have a delta V. Where the electricity come? Electricity come from here. From here, through the nerves. Because remember, this is called central nerve system. This is a system of nerves branch out from the center. So remember, entire body controlled by these two and through the spinal cord. And after the energy, the nerves branch out. That's why my hands function. I think the electricity go there, activate my nerve system, my cause contraction. Now I'm moving. It's simple as that. So this two is one. No, it's two, but it's one. See, that's why people don't get confused with that. Yeah. It's the same thing. It's a central energy system. All right, now I want you to think. Now this one, cut the body top and bottom from the energy point of view. Keep thinking. This concept already existed 2,000 years ago. All right, on the top, I want you to think clearly on the top, what you see. Okay, Okay, the drawing, okay, remember this is Picasso. So face this side, you have to put imagination. Because now I put the lung this way, now it face front now. This is your lungs, and that's a heart. Remember, outside of the heart, there's a pericardium. All right, pericardium to the Western society is not considered an organ. Pericardium is considered part of the heart, but pericardium is actually a sac. This heart is a sac wrapped around the heart. Okay, now this point, I want to point out one thing. Your body is like a machine, physical body like a machine, the same like a car, automobile. So the heart is the center of your body. How about the car? Then right away in your mind, what's that? The engine, right? Okay, now when you think, entire engine, the engine of your car, what's the most important system in this engine? Without this system, the engine after half an hour overheated, explode. Right away you can see the cooling system. That's why you can see the radiator in front. That's why you have to encounter the wind, continue to cool it down, because the engine has to be cooled down all the time. There's no difference with your body. The heart is your engine. There's a cooling system called pericardium. Pericardium wrapped around the heart, connected to these fingers. Yeah, that's why I always laugh. To American, these are bad fingers. The Chinese, that's a good finger, because that's a qi finger, so strong. You look at 5 fingers, this one is the longest one. That means constantly the pericardium regulate the heart fire, because you have to lead the fire out. The center of your palm, this one called Lao Gong, this cavity is huge cavities. So this cavity is important. So whenever your heart beats faster, I don't care, you're scared or you get excited, you're happy, this part sweat. Because energy has to come out, otherwise it's going to cause heart attack. So let's give you an idea already. Massage in this area, go back, check called reflexology. Check that. This part is related to the heart. But it's not heart channel, you should remember, this is pericardium. So because of this reason, you can see this pericardium. Now remember, the lung and the heart, they're coexisting since the beginning of life, through the evolutions. That means lung and heart has to cooperate each other because they are neighbors. They cannot against each other, they help each other. Because they're coexisting on the top, remember. Because this reason, Chinese medicine already discovered a long time ago. When your heart beats faster, you're breathing faster. When you breathe faster, a heart beats faster. It's all related, cannot be separated. So let's give you an idea already. When you have your heart beat faster, what you do? You pay attention to breathing. You start inhale and then exhale slowly. The heartbeat slowing down, deep breathing. Okay. So you can see, that's why the Chinese call, use your lung metal, because in 5 elements, the lung is metal, classified as metal. The heart is fire. Huh? Remember that one of the Chinese medical Qigong existing called 8 pieces of brocade. This 1,000 years old medical Qigong is a very good one. So think about that. So many people, after they read the book, they got a videotape or DVD. So many people contact me, say, amazing, such a simple exercise, then their health is coming back so fast. It's one thing, just have to do it. And do it right way, because the same movement, the movements can be different, but if you know the right movements, it's effective. You don't know the right movement, it's not effective. It's as simple as that. But all those kind of movements has been discovered through 100,000 years, 100 years, 1,000 years of a practice and experience. That's why they come to their conclusions. In that 8 pieces of brocade, they say what? They say, use your lung metal to subdue the heart fire. So the sentence is so simple, but eventually we've been doing that. Whenever your heart beats faster, what you do, you go this way. Then you relax. The heart beat slowing down. Deep breathing. Okay. All right, now. But if these 3 organs cannot harmonize each other, too much of excitement, then you get trouble. You can cause heart attack? No. Because the body has a structure. This structure is come from evolutions. That means the arm and leg, because that's why arms, energy go to the arms. Look at the arm have 5 fingers, right? You can see this is the lung channel, the thumb. This is your pericardium, this is your heart. You can see 3 inner organs all connected to the arms. You got it, right? Now, second finger corresponds to large intestine, because large intestine and lung correspond to each other. One is yin, the other one is yang. When you call by yang organs, it manifested. When you call by yin organ, the preserve. So the lungs energy preserve, but the large intestine releasing this. That's harmonize each other. Pericardium correspond to triple burner. We can talk about that later. Okay, put it in your mind. Then the fingers, the pinky, have 2 channels. Small intestine and your heart. To me, it's very funny. We have only 5 fingers. We have 6 channels go to hands. We're supposed to have 6 fingers. But I think give us another million years, maybe we have 6 fingers. The lung channels, large intestines, pericardiums, triple burners, and the pinky, small intestine, and the heart. Okay. Now, from here you can see upper body. Now you can see this energy go to upper body. That's why this way Chinese divide is called upper body. The lower body, what they do, this side is the liver, this side is spleen and kidney on the back, and stomach in the center, large and small intestine. Okay, I give you an idea already. Whenever I have a hard lung problem, what should I do? Move my arm. When I have a liver, kidney, spleen problem, what I do? Move my leg. Remember, it's through this kind of body movements, arm and leg movement, the body internal organ get regulated. The qi get be adjusted, harmonized. From this analysis, you can see the body divided upper body and lower body from the diaphragm. Okay. Important thing is to see if this where is a battery. If this is a battery, that means where the qi store. That's where electricity is stored. When this electricity has been led away from the battery, that means it manifested, energy manifested. Okay. But as long as the qi stay in the battery, that means the physical body remain cool. So Chinese concept, Qigong concept is so important. Diaphragm. If this qi has been led upwards above diaphragm, the heartbeat go faster, the lung breathe faster. Then that means what? Energy uprising, the high blood pressure going up. Whenever the qi lead it down to the low dantian, then the body remain cool. But eventually we do this exercise occasionally. You see the people, when they have a heartbeat faster, the breathe faster, see the way they do. They go to inhale and exhale. When you do this exercise, eventually you lead the qi downwards to the low dantian to cool down the fire. So remember, amazing part, huh? From here, we get up, the energy go uprising. You get excited, high blood pressure going up. You lead it down, the energy cooling down, the high blood pressure going down. The reason for that, you can see one of the Chinese most powerful Qigong for the high blood pressure is through this exercise. You inhale and then slowly exhale. So your mind continue following the hands going downwards. Few times you find out through this inhalation, exhalation, you find out the energy starts settle down to the bottom. You find out the heartbeat slow down, the breathing starts slowing down. Then the blood pressure is coming down. So it's very important for you to recognize this point. Not only that, you have to recognize that point is here. In the body, which place is most yang and which place is most yin? Because everything have an yin and yang aspect. Okay, right away you can see this one is the spirit. When spirit is high, the body, entire body energy manifested. So Chinese say Shen is a spirit. It's yang. So Chinese call Yang Shen. It's very common, Chinese call Yang Shen. That's because when the spirit manifested, the entire body energy manifested. When the spirit is down, the body shrink. Which place is the most negative? This place. It's perineum. Perineum is the most negative. That's why this one called yin sui is called yin water, because this way considered sea bottom. Chinese compare the body, human body, like heaven and earth. They call this heaven. 天灵盖 is heaven. This one, Hui Yin, we talk about water, 海底. They call about this by 海底, called sea bottom. So it's very important for you to understand this place is most in. That means this place is most sensitive. This most sensitive place, that's why we hide it. This most sensitive place. But at the same time, in this most in place for the male, there's one place extremely young in this in. That means among the in, there's a young, is actually the penis. So that means whenever you get erected, that's the penis becomes so positive, that's why energy can reshoot when you get manifested. Okay. So when you recognize this one, you can see this is very important. This is a central line energy. When this central line energy gets strong, then all the energy, other energy can be manifested. As long as you keep the energy in the center, then energy control. Even allow the energy going away, the energy you wasted. So that's become the crucial key of embryonic breathing. How do you control the energy in these two polarities? But embryonic breathing, they even go further. They want to learn how to lead this energy down to stay in the dantian. So in this case, you can preserve your energy as efficient as possible. Once you understand this is a general concept, now we can talk about from the Chinese medical point of view, because this is from the Qigong point of view. How did the energy network started? Okay. The first one I try to recognize the body they define called Jing. Remember, this Jing, even spelling is the same as essence, but this is not essence. This Jing is called primary channels. Chinese words is this way. People call primary channel or call meridians. Sometimes called primary qi channels. And a lot of people prefer this meridian. Or primary channels. This one, Jing in Chinese considered is a qi river. This has been stated in the ancient medical documents. Jing like rivers. Inside the body, there are 12 primary channels recognized. 12. So let's mean I add 12 here. Inside I have 6 yin channels and 6 yang channels. So the body balance each other. Yin and yang balance each other. So the yin channels, I use a blue color. There's a heart. There's a lungs. There's kidneys. There's a liver. There's a pericardium. There's one more, spleen. Okay, these 6 yin organs correspond to 6 yang organs. The heart corresponds to small intestine. The lung, large intestine. The kidney, bladder. Pericardium, triple burner. Liver, stomach. No, this is stomach. And this is a gallbladder. So remember, yang, yin, they correspond to each other, harmonize each other. So when you look at Chinese medicine, they always, when they treat your heart, it's not just treat your heart, they have to treat your small intestine. Not only heart related to the lung, they have to consider lung as well. Remember, your lung also related to liver, and liver related to kidney. Now, entire body, you have to treat, you have to harmonize each other. That's what you have to understand. When Chinese define the organ, Chinese doesn't define the organ by its appearance, physical appearance. Chinese define the organ by its function. For example, heart channel. It's not just heart itself. It includes the heart connected to all the way, these are channels. Includes heart related to the lung, includes the heart related to the small intestine. Because entire body is one. So it cannot be separated. Yeah, so you have to treat the entire body as one unit instead of saying, okay, I treat heart as a heart problem. That's the reason for the Western concept and the Chinese concept is very different. When the Western concept, they define the internal organ, they define the organ specifically, the appearance. So because the reason when they treat some problem, they always cause a side effect because they don't concern other organs as well. So there are lots of side effect appearance because the drug development is considered cure only specific organs. But when Chinese, they treat you, doctor treat you, they always treat you, the entire body as one unit. See, that's why you have to understand this concept. Inside this triple burner, a lot of people get confused. Triple burner in Chinese is an organ. For example, pericardium in Chinese is an organ. In the Western, it's not even considered an organ. Inside there's no pancreas. But in the Western society, pancreas is an organ. Chinese pancreas is considered part of a stomach and related to the spleen. So because this reason, it's different way of definitions. So you want to understand Chinese concept, you have to understand Chinese philosophy. Now, triple burner, what's a triple burner? Triple burner, it starts from the throat all the way to the sternum, that's called upper burner. Then from the sternum area to the belly button, around the torso area, it's called middle burner. From the here to the groin area, called lower burner. The triple burner, that means 3 ovens. What they do, what they burn, what they cook. They cook oxygen, they cook the food, convert it into the qi. That's what Chinese call triple burner. But eventually, it's true. It's the entire thing that wrap around internal organs. So when these organs, triple burner relax, internal organ relax. Because it's an organ to Chinese point of view. But that one related to pericardium. Yeah, when the triple burner tighten, pericardium cannot function as well because energy cannot be released. For pericardium to release the energy, then the body has to relax, torso has to be relaxed. Because it's the same. One is yang, the other is yin. Okay, now from here, now you can see. Amazing is here, as we mentioned earlier, 3 yin, 3 yang go to the arms. 3 yin, 3 yang go to the leg. Easy to see. This side is yin, this side is yang. Yang's energy manifested. So this side is stronger, this side is weaker. Because this yin energy. Yang manifests, so we repair, resist you. So you can see this side, you can see 3 yang is small intestine, large intestine, and triple burner. But this side is yin, pericardium, your heart, and your lungs. The same thing, this is yin, this is yang. The leg, yin and yang. The front side is yin, the back side is yang. Okay. From there you can easily identify. So that means through the arm, through leg movements, actually 12 channels. Remember I said this through the evolutions. Through arms and leg movement, that's why 12 internal organs got nourished and maintain its function. Remember, the body, this body, it developed through evolution. Through the activity we did. What's the activity we did? Is walking. So that means what? The Chinese call layman Qigong. Just swing your arm and move your leg. As simple as that. You just do it every day. Then you find out the body health is coming back. Of course, it's maintain the health. It doesn't mean you get a longevity significantly. You can extend your life somehow because you're healthier. But it doesn't mean you can live like ancient times, they say 100 years old. Okay, but now, this is called rivers. When this rivers, that means qi has to be circulating smoothly. Cannot have stagnation. If any kind of qi stagnation, the corresponding organ will become either sufficient, too yang, or deficient. That means too yin. It's very important for you to understand this concept. Then the body have millions of secondary channels. How many? Nobody knows. Too many. So this one they call law. Called secondary channels. All right, so this one considered like a streams. I don't know, you can call it like a creek. Remember, this is a river. From the river, there's a small spring branch out. There's no difference from the artery and nerve system. See, this is artery, that's a capillary. The same thing, the qi channel, the same way. People always say, oh, okay, is that qi channel is the same as the nerve? No, it's not. The nerves you can see, qi channel, it cannot see. But you can measure it. It's amazing, that's why a lot of people get confused. One thing is try to think, because the qi channels supply the qi to all physical body, includes your nerves, includes your artery system. So there's no wonder, no doubt, all these channels parallel with your lymphatic system, your nerve system, your blood system, circulatory system. It pairs with it, so you know to nourish it, but it's not the same. Think about, if this is a nerve system, doesn't mean nerves all the time you have abundant of qi, doesn't mean all the time you'll be nervous. No, the nerves only when you need function, the mind need the qi there to activate the nerves. That's what causes contractions. But that one cannot be seen, but can be measured today. That's how amazing it is. So those people, you look at the book, I'm talking body electric. They talk about cavities. We try to see what is cavities. You look at my arms here. Entire body, there are more than 700 cavities. So those more than 700 cavities, you cannot see. You see my arm, can you see the cavity? You can, but you can measure it. Chinese medical science in the past is all come from experience. Today they can measure. How they measure is amazing. Okay, from the body electric, that book, you see how they measure the cavities. They measure electric conductivity, and there's one of the example. So you find out that this Chinese called cavity, eventually this place is a high electric conductive tissue in the area. But surrounding area, the electric conductivity keep going down. It's not as strong. But when you're looking, can you see it? You can. The 孔椎, you cannot see this cavity. 内关, you cannot see it because it looks the same. But in the machine, they can test it. This is how amazing Chinese long time ago, they already know so accurately where is the cavities. So you look at from the surface, you try to see. This is called primary channel, okay? They call them meridians. So this place is called cavities. This place, electric conductivity is higher, other area is lower. That means what? That means when I put the needle in here, or through the acupressure, by pushing it, I can stimulate the qi system. That means through this effort, I can correct. I can either release extra qi from the primary channel or nourishing it. Now understand the concept of acupuncture. It's so simple. The theory is not that difficult, but you have to know exactly where's the cavity, how deep is the channel is. So because the reason you can see all these channels cannot be seen, but can be measured. So far I have a big dream. I hope someday some medical society will be able to measure what the channel look like. Because so far Chinese know there's the channels, how they look like. Because cannot channel be all exactly uniformly the same dimension. It can be some places bigger, some places smaller, some places even more conductive, some places not, because it's passed through the different structure of the body. Remember, we have a physical anatomy chart today, clearly. We dissect the body. So far, what's missing, the other half of human body missing, is the qi anatomy chart. It's not physical. If we're humans, I believe in the human in the future, we can do that, then we really understand the body structure from both the physical side and qi point of view, and both sides. Unfortunately, it's not easy. Because in order to measure it, you have to interfere with the internal energy. Once you interfere, the measurement is not accurate anymore. For example, how do you know inside how deep it is? Are you going to cut it open to measure it? How are you going to measure it? Maybe you say, okay, I can find the dead body, so I can cut one section and try to measure the electric conductivity. That's a good idea, but nobody ever done that. But question remains. When you are alive, maybe electric conductivity is so clear. When you are dead, are they still existing? Difference of electric conductivity after you die, it changes electric properties. Dead body, alive body, still different. See? Because of one thing missing, the thinking is missing. Thinking is not there anymore. So that means the body energy already disturbed. So can they be accurate? See? I would think probably through the laser beam, because laser beam, some of laser beams is easy to penetrate the body without injure the physical body. At the same time, it may interfere, but try not to interfere as much. We need that electric or qi network chart clearly by scientific way. Then in this case, we understand the physical body much clearer. That's why I hope someday the science can do that. If we can do that, I wouldn't doubt in the future they can develop a machine. You come home like a couch, you lie down and relax, put your hand in that position, the body will scan that you know your energy channel, energy levels through the skin touch. There's no difference as today. Remember, they can test your heartbeat from the touching of the skin by the electrodes. It's the same thing. The same thing can measure the body energy channels specifically, clearly. Not only that, it can adjust your body energy channel and make energy channels go back to harmonized states. There's a reminder of the movie called Stargate. I don't know, you saw the movie. There's an alien, you have a chamber there. You put your body inside, it repair whole body structure. I wouldn't doubt in the future human being can do that. Because it doesn't matter how, the physical manifestation is originated from the energy size. When you provide the right energy, any physical damage can be repaired. Okay, this is called streams, law. This law, what he did, it branched out from the primary channel. So branch out from here. So remember, these are limbs. All right, if I try to redraw the picture, maybe become clearer for you. These are sections, these are bones, and this is surface skin. I said these are primary channels, one of them. Okay, now this is called secondary channels. So what the secondary channel did? Is the secondary channel lead the qi to the surface of skin. So build up we call guardian qi. Chinese called wei qi. Wei qi. So wei qi is called protection or guardian qi. In the Western society, some people call aura energy. Because this energy protect, the actual body have a shield. All energy have this shield, all the life thing have a shield, this energy shield, to prevent the negative energy influence the body. The body have the energy shield, Chinese called guardian qi. You find those people are healthier, this guardian qi is stronger. That means they don't catch cold easily. Because whenever this energy shield shrink, that's why bacteria or germs can get into the body easily. That's because your immune system weakening. Whenever this guardian qi is strong, your immune system is strong, it kills the germs. Not only that, so this side is considered yang because it manifests the energy. This is yang. But the other way, go to the other side. And the qi also leads to the bone marrows, because bone marrows, they call marrow qi. This is in. Okay. Now you look from the body electric and then you see the body structure. All right, so let's try to take a look at this body structure from the slides. You take a look for this section, you can see this is your side. This is a side. You can see these are bones, these are fascia. Between the muscle, there's a fascia. You take all this muscle apart. Remember, your leg constructed by many parts of the muscles. So when you take it apart, you can see every muscle can be divided this way, and they're not only covered by fascia. Fascia, bones, there's a bone marrows. There's a fascia, there's a fat, there's a skin. All right? From scientific what we understand, normal speaking, remember all this depends on the situation where you are alive. So far we understand the skin, fat, and fascia are poor conductors. A muscle is good conductors. Again, between them is a fascia, a poor conductor. Now, fascia, poor conductor. Bones, piezoelectric material. Piezoelectric material this is a very important concept. Piezoelectric material means as long as you generate pressure, then the current circulates. Remember, this is qi. That means in order for the bone to maintain its structure strong, you have to continue to generate pressure on the bones. Remember, those astronauts stay in outer space for 3 months to 6 months. When they come down, they don't even allow them to walk. They have to carry them out, put them and carry it. Why not? Because the bones is brittle, the bone is weakened. Because in outer space, there's no gravity. That doesn't mean they don't generate pressures. So because the reason you can see, the bone is very amazing. The more you put the pressure, the more there's a circulation. then the bones, the cell replacement continue to happen. That's why you maintain strength. Okay. Not only the bone is a semiconductor. This amazing discovery to me is because the semiconductor will help me interpret it. How can we open the third eyes? That's what we talk about in the future. But from here you can see the bone marrows is considered electric plasma. When we talk about electric plasma, that means it's a liquid metals. That means bone marrow can absorb so much of the qi. That means when the energy manifests its surface skin, it becomes young. When the energy goes to the bone marrows, that means absorb so much of qi. So sometimes I call it qi pet, because it takes so much of your energy there. But amazing, the bone marrow is so important. Why is it so important? Because bone marrows, the function of bone marrow is what? Produce your blood cells. Unfortunately, when you turn to 30s, as well as get to 40s, the end point of the joints, it turns to yellow. You can see these are long bones. That's your thigh. From here you can see this red, that means bone marrow is healthy, produce bone marrows. But the end point here, slowly when you get older and older, actually there's a bone marrow is not function. It turns to fat because there's no blood cell produced. So because the reason Chinese have a Qigong they call bone marrow washing Qigong is learning how to lead the qi to the bone marrows. Because remember, bone marrow take a lot of electricity, take a lot of qi. As long as you provide more qi to the bone marrow, then the bone marrow continue to function. Again, it's a money pit or qi pit. Because take a lot of your qi. That means you too much of a qi go to bone marrow. That means your guardian qi is going to shrink. So it becomes a very important part of the Qigong. How do I increase the quantity of my qi? If I don't have enough quantity of my qi, then I cannot manipulate the use of qi as I want. Okay. So from here you can see this side is in because you lead the qi inwards to the bone marrows, but eventually this side becomes shrink. So if you take a look carefully, there's a primary channel. Go this way, follow the limbs. This is a secondary channel from the limbs, from inside, lead it out or inwards. This side usually related what we talk about exhalations. This side inhalation. When you exhale, the qi go this way. When you inhale, qi go this way. This side, whenever you laugh, it's a ha 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 ha. You go this way. Because in the laugh, that means you exhale longer than inhale. When you exhale longer than inhale, that means your more energy go to this way. Watch the people they laugh. They say ha 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 ha. This side, of course, you cry. So this is a ha sound. This is a hun sound. That's why you inhale longer than exhale. This become like you scared. When you do this one, you find the body's chill. You get cold. This one it make you hot. Next one make you cold. So all this phenomena is come from because of the raw. The question, how do I maintain my cell replacement smoothly? That means how do I maintain my raw open? If the raw can open all the channels, tiny channels, that means I can lead qi anywhere I want. So when these things happen, the cell replacement can be smoothly happen. Okay, so the body you see already, these two, Jing and Ruo. After that, the body have 8 vessels. Vessels are considered like a qi reservoir. What does the reservoir do to your body? What does the reservoir do to the landscape? Reservoir like a water dam. We build the water dam is what? To store the water. So that means this water can be used to regulate the rivers. The same thing, the body have this structure. In order to maintain the body's normal function, the body have 8 reservoirs. So these 8 reservoirs is so important. Chinese medicine is called extraordinary or strange vessels. The reason for that, because among 8 of them, 2 of them is considered strange. It's not understood by the Western science, by the Chinese medical science. But in Qigong, heavily practice that. So this one, we have to discuss that heavily. The next thing you have to understand is about 8 vessels. 8 vessels considered like a Qi reservoir, but Qi reservoir like a water dam, like a river, like a lake, like a swamp. What happens when the river's water is too high, they'll take in the water. When the river's water is too low, they release the water. So now the water dam, what we build water dam for, when the water is a lot, they can store the water. When the river's water too low, they release the water. So in this case, the landscape can have plenty of water for growing vegetable and food. So the same thing in the body, have this. So because this reason, you have to understand the body structure, there's no difference from the nature, because this is a part of nature. So these 8 vessels inside, again, includes 4 yang vessels and 4 yin vessels. So remember, this one in the acupuncture, they call extraordinary vessel. They call strange vessels. Because inside only 2 vessels in acupuncture or Chinese medicine, they use it. The other 6, they are afraid to touch it. The problem is simple. If those vessels is a Qi reservoir, you don't know how to touch it right, it can release too much water to the stream, to the water, to the rivers. It can damage the internal organs. Because the reason they are afraid to touch it. Only 2 vessels, those 2 vessels, they know pretty good, they can touch it. They know how to do it, to manipulate with that. Okay, now, for the Qigong, this is very important. To Qigong concept, as long as I have enough water, I have an abundance of Qi in this Qi reservoir, then that means my water in the river, I can regulate it as easy as I want. Because that's the most important. I want to store the high quantity of Qi in these reservoirs. The second one, I learned to use this Qi to nourish my 12 rivers. But that's a Qigong concept, all right? Now, in order to do that, you have to understand what are they, these 8 vessels, how important it is. So, let's try to see. Again, this is my famous drawing, a circle. If I use blue color, that's yin vessel. If I use a red color, that's yang vessel. So it's easy for you to see. Again, 4 yin, 4 yang, it balances each other. The first one is from the mouth area all the way to the perineum. Perineum, this place, Chinese call Hui Yin. The meaning of Hui Yin, that means meet in, that means in meeting place. Because this place, remember, as I mentioned earlier, it was the most in place of the body. So this place is very important. This is most yin, this is most yang. So you want to control the body's energy levels. You always control these 2 points. Either raise up your spirit, or from here, push the negative up, because everything adjusts from these 2, because these are 2 extremities. So it's very important for people to understand this concept. Later, we're going to talk about how this place can manipulate the body's Qi. That's why this place is called Hui Yin, is emitting place. This one is called conceptual vessel. Let me erase this one. Chinese called Ren Mai. Ren Mai, that means I give you something to do. You're responsible to do it. In English conception, that means you're obligated, you're responsible to do. Do what? It's amazing. Huh? These vessels regulate the 6 yin channels of the bodies. Remember, the body have 12 channels, 6 yang, 6 yin. So there are 6 yin channels regulated by these vessels. That means this vessel alone, it controls 6 yin channels energy. Let's give you an idea already from the medical Qigong. In the future, we talk about medical Qigong. The body upright, this torso upright, the triple burner relax. Once you start like this way, the body curve forward. Then the liver has been squeezed, stomach squeezed, everything squeezed, the kidney has been pressed, everything stagnant. So one of these exercises, remember, whenever the energy gets there, trapped, cannot move around, what we do, remember we stretch. We just go, when you go this way, you open up. They give you an idea already. Those people have those in-organ problem. First one, you change your lifestyle, change the position you're sitting. You cannot go this way all the time. You have to keep torso upright because that's the way it's supposed to be. Not only that, you have to stretch this side as much as you can by leaning yourself against the wall, gently leaning it, stretch it, or push your hands, open up. So this one will keep this vessel open to regulate the 6-inch channel easily. Then from perineum, all the way, come to the palate of the mouth. This is called governing vessel. Govern, you already know what the govern mean. It means control. Chinese called 督脉. The governing vessel controls 6 yang channels. Don't you see? In the body are the 8 vessels. These 2 vessels already control body 12 channels. These 2 vessels is the 2 vessels acupuncture they use heavily. Because remember, acupuncture, all they deal is 12 inner channels. But 12 inner channels actually controlled by these 2 vessels. Because the reason like that, so the acupuncture, they know these 2 vessels smoothly, understand clearly. But the other 6 vessels, they don't. Question now. Maybe you already have a question. Why the vessel can store the charge? What's the structure of vessels? Where are the vessels? Is vessel outside the body? It cannot be. There's no material conductive to store. Is vessel on the skin? Muscle on the fat? Muscle on the fascia? Where are they? That's why I put a lot of thought inside. So slowly, I try to analyze the body structure. Then I start to understand. Now, I want you to think carefully. This is the tendons, these are muscles. Tendon usually situated, located in the joints area. The muscle in the middle, because this way is move a lot. The more you move, that means the more tendon it is. Now, I want you to take a look. I want to ask you one thing. What do you think the electric conductivity? Is the electric conductivity is much higher here or here? I ask this question in my seminar. A lot of people say muscle electric conductivity is higher. Is that true? Think again. This is cross section of A. This is cross section of A prime. The same amount of current goes through this whole piece. Remember, these are tendon and muscle have been isolated from other piece. So that means same current pass through here. Which place flow faster, electricity? Of course, tendons. So tendons' electric conductivity is higher. Tendon is stronger than muscles. Because tendon electric conductivity is higher, so tendon doesn't trap energy. So tendon usually is cooler, muscle is warmer because trap energy. So that's the reason when you exercise, after you exercise, you feel the joints area is cooler than the center of our body because more. So because from this reason, you can see the structure now. Yeah. If you look at the hands, you look at the feet, it's most of it is tendons. But they are strong. They can hold your entire body. For example, I can lift my toe up. So strong because I can bounce myself because it's strong. All right. Now, in this case, now I want you to take a look again. I want to see what's the vessel. I take the skin off. What the underneath the skin, what you see. I want you to see this chart. Put this chart in your mind first. You see this front side, this conceptual vessel, this governing vessel. Muscle is red, tendons is white. Now what I can see, from here you can see what happened for the back example. You can see different set of muscles. Okay. The front side as well, back side as well. Different set of muscles because allow me to have different function for different movements because different muscles. So these muscles continue sandwich each other and attach in the center. When they attach in the center, what you see, that's where the center. That's allowed you to have a stretch. Okay? Now, this is the tendons because the center is tendon. So center electric conductivity is what? It's higher than this area. Not only that, between the tendons is what? Fascia. So eventually, you look at this area, is a sandwich of different layers of tendons, and between them is a fascia. Now, this place, again, good conductor, bad conductor, good conductor, bad conductor, sandwich each other. Again, this one, electric conductivity is higher. Not only that, it acts like a battery. So, you look at this one, you can see conceptual vessel and governing vessel, all the same. Point out on the back. You can see right away. In the entire body on the back, which place is most important for your body structure? That means that area we use more often. Right away, you can see the lower back. That's why this area, people have problem. But this area, you can see most of the tendons in this area. The front side is the stomach area because this one allows you to contract, to bend. Because that's why I control the body's function there. So, for you to understand easily, so that's why you can see the vessels actually is on the tendons. Not only that, they can store the charge. So these two vessels, you look at that, it's two vessels, but actually its function is one. Why is one? Because remember, it's the same orbit. It's the same orbit, but they distinguish as two, inside and yang side. That's become these two vessels. The third vessels actually is in the center line. Remember, constructed by these two brands, this is a thrusting vessel. Thrusting vessel connected to perineum, connected to Bai Hui, to the crown. This is called thrusting vessel, called Chong Mai. Okay? From here, let's try to take a look, analyze the body structure. Remember, our body influenced by the nature energy. The daytime, our energy goes outwards. The nighttime, energy goes inwards. It's no difference of the fish and the trees. Let's try to talk about fish first. Okay. In 1996, some scientists, they wonder, why? The fish, nighttime comes, there's no light. But the fish, they don't go to sleep. They don't go to the bottom and say, okay, that's sleep. But fish, they're still swimming, but they don't collide each other. They don't hit the rock. What happened? They cannot see, but how come they don't hit each other? That's why it triggered the scientists' interest to understand what problem. So now, they realize now. When the daytime, when the sun is out, the fish energy go near the surface. That means the fin, the tail, they move actively. When the nighttime comes, actually they slow down the movements, then the chi or energy go to the center line. When you go to the center line, they emit electromagnetic wave from the third eyes. So they cannot see, but they know what's going on because they have that sensitivity. Question we ask, does human have this capability? This traces back to many years ago. We are no different from the animal. We hunt and we be hunted. So the nighttime you hunt, also you be hunted. So you cannot see. Everything relies on the feeding. That's what we talk about, the third eyes. The fish have this, still have this. So the nighttime, they go to center, daytime stay on surface. Now, let's look at the humans. Human bodies, the daytime, remember this one go to 12 channels. That means go to arms and go to the leg. The nighttime, go to center line. Okay? Because the daytime, the 12 channels activated, you're moving. The nighttime, go to center line. Because these 12 channels become relaxing, because you're lying down. So what happened? The daytime, you pay attention to the people. Daytime, they exhale longer than inhale. Because the mind always pay attention to outside the body. When these things happen, they exhale more than inhale. When the nighttime comes, they inhale longer than exhale. It's very simple. You can watch somebody sleeping. When someone is sleeping, take a look. They go this way. They inhale long leg. Inhale longer than exhale. Remember earlier we talked about when you exhale longer than inhale, energy going outwards. When you inhale longer than exhale, energy go inwards. So after a few hours, inhale longer than exhale, energy go to center line. People say, how do we know this one? Okay, I want you to check it from the scientific report. When pineal gland, pituitary gland produce hormone, produce melatonin, produce growth hormones, midnight when you're sleeping. When adrenal produce DHEA, midnight while you're sleeping. When your testicles and ovary produce hormones, midnight while you're sleeping. It all belongs to the center line. Okay, it's very easy for the male to experience that. Those males, you ask yourself, how often when you wake up the midnights, you are erected. Because remember, this is the time hormone produced. When they produce, they activate the whole things here. Because remember, you are not dreaming of a sexual activity. You are not thinking about that at all. Everything activated is because of the energy in the center line. That's why Chinese, they understand a long time ago. Center line is for spiritual side, central energy. Because that daytime you manifest it, nighttime you restore it, rebalance it. But you have to do this one. That's the natural way. So this one has become thrusting vessel. This one actually extremely in, very in. Then there's another vessel. This vessel is on this area. This one called girdle vessel, what they call belt vessel. It's around here. But you can see this vessel is only vessel horizontal. All other vessels you can see this way. This one only horizontal. What does this give to you? A balance of the body. Okay. Now this balance, amazing, huh? That means if my chi is strong in my girdle vessel, that means I'm more balanced. If this one shrink, that means I'm imbalanced. But this one, remember, the center, that's what we call the dantian. That's why Chinese long time ago already understand. Those people when the chi is strong inside, they are more balanced. If a chi inside is not strong, they are weaker. Those people, the spine have problem, lower back have problem, this is weaker because they lose the balance. Because it's all the same. A lot of people say, oh, then this means this in, remember this is yang, this in, they balance each other. Because this is yang, what happened, if this girdle vessel energy expand, my guardian chi expand. Remember guardian chi is yang, marrow chi is in. So that means the more chi I have, the more guardian chi I have. That means what? Belt vessel or girdle vessel chi more expanding, that's my immune system stronger. That means I don't get sick as easily. So this becomes a very important part of a Qigong training. How do I build up the quantity storage of the Qi in my dantian? And not only that, how do I manifest my Qi into the girdle vessel? We will talk about this one in the subject of embryonic breathing because it becomes part of it. It's application of that. Now, from here, I want you to take a look now. This for your balance, this for your center. They talk about one thing or two things. I want to point out. This is yang, this is yin. If there are two things, no, remember, when you have a balance, you have a center. In order to have a center, you have to have balance. We talk about two things? No, it's one thing. We talk about one thing? No, there are two things. That's what we talk about yin and yang, all right? So you look at this one carefully. Okay, let me erase this first and come back. That's what we're looking for. So this one you can see the girdle vessel, because this talk about quantity. Because they talk about dantian. This one gives you directions, this control. This point and this point become two polarity of the body. So from here you can see this one gives you center, this will give balance. So when this is strong, this is higher. So this kind of cultivation is called spiritual triangle. In order to get the spirit higher, you have to have abundant chi. When you have abundant chi, the spirit go higher. And vice versa. So there's a spiritual triangle is amazing. So this part on the bottom here is what? Is a perineum. So this one connected here and connected here. So this most impressed is on the bottom. So you can see this conceptual vessel, this governing vessel. Now you can see these two vessels correspond to each other. Other than that, remember these vessels, they're existing by single. This one compared with this one, this one, this one. But in other four vessels, remember there are total 8. The other four vessels exist by pair. That means there are 2 in vessel on each leg. In-heel vessel, in-linking vessel. Yang-heel vessel, yang-linking vessels. So each leg have 4 vessels, 2 in, 2 yang. Again, yin and yang, they have to harmonize, balance each other. So it's 2? No, it's 1. If it's 1, it's 2. So that means here, there are another 2 in vessel connected to bottom of your feet, and there are now 2 yang vessels connected to the bottom of your feet. From here, what you see, amazing point is what? Is this point. In vessel, in vessel, in vessel, in vessel, all connected to the same spot. That's what they call hui yin. They call in meeting. How significant this one is in Qigong? Okay, 4 in vessels. It connected to the spot. Don't you see the point? This is the gate. This is the gate of a charging. This is the gate of a releasing. That's why this gate, Chinese called tricky point or secret point. In a lot of Qigong practice, you should understand. Inhale, exhale is through here, but most important, can you control entire energy releasing and preserving? It's come from this part. People say, how do we know that? Think. All right? You laugh. You have to release energy. When you laugh, you say, ha, 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 ha. Try to imitate. You find out this one without thinking, you push out. Ha, 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 you push out. When you push out, you feel hot, the energy release. Okay, you scare, you think about you scared, you think about you're sad, watch it the way. You inhale long and exhale at the same time. Without thinking, your Holy Spirit's up. When this way hold up, energy trap inside, store inside. When this one, release, energy releasing. This gate is so important. If anybody want to know the Qigong, he had to understand this gate. Not only that, these 2 in gate connected to the bottom of your feet, connected to the brain. That's why from here to the bottom of your feet, especially this area, is well known. In Chinese Qigong in the past, is well known, both in China and Taiwan. We know that. One experiment in 1960 at that time, many people, they were short at that time. They realized they cut the bamboo into half and put on the floor. They just step on the bamboo, continue stimulating this section of the leg, the foot. They find out they grow taller. One time a report, there's a 60 years old may even grow another inch or 2 by stimulate area. But again, you keep thinking, those kids, when they reach about 15, 16, they like to jump. For example, they like to play basketball. You see, usually they grow taller than other kids. The question for that is because they stimulate. They jump. When they jump, they stimulate the bottom. Actually, the bottom you jump, you stimulate the bottom, you stimulate what? Because it's connected to the top, pituitary gland, pineal gland. That's why it stimulates the pituitary gland to produce hormones. So those are people that like to jump, and when you are 16, 15, usually you find out you grow taller. Yeah. Because remember, this one can be interpreted from Chinese energy system. All right. Now you understand Jing, you understand law streams, you understand 8 vessels. But most important thing you understand is not these 3 only. Okay, now put the 8 vessels here. Now you have a 3 dantian. All right, let's try to see what is 3 dantian. Dan, that means elixir. Tian, that means field. If this is a field, that means the field can produce elixir because field is a land. That means can produce elixir unlimited. But as a matter of fact, in the 3 dantians, actually 1 produced. The other 2 can store to higher levels. They don't really produced. Okay, one of them you already know, upper dantian, actually your brain. The brain can store a lot of energy, but at the same time, it consumes a lot of energy. Brain itself does not produce the qi. Diaphragm, this is middle dantian. Middle dantian, this one can store the charge, but it does not produce the charge because the energy is produced from the food conversion. There's another one called lower dantian. Lower dantian is actually here. They say this place produces the qi. All right, this one we have to talk later more carefully when we talk about breathing. But now I can tell you, this place in Chinese Taoist society, we call this place called false dantian. It doesn't call it real dantian. The question, this place produces qi, that is true, but it does not store to high levels. Why? You have to think about this one. What the structure behind this one? Let's talk about the structure of this dantian. You already know structure here, you already know the brain structure. How about here? Here, you cut it open, you can see inside is different than other places. You look at this place. When you look at this place, you can see actually there are 6 layers. Muscle, fascia, muscle, fascia, muscle, and fascia. 6 layers. It's just like a bacon with 6 layers bacon. It's amazing that only this area have this structure. Other area, 2 layers missed, probably 1 layers. But how come this place? Only this place has 6 layers. Have you ever thought about that? All right, why here? But eventually, when you cut it open, you see inside is actually is muscle and fat, muscle and fat, muscle and fat. All right, now I want you, again, bring yourself back to 1 million years ago. Humans are the same as animal. We hunt and we eat. Remember, human is predators. A lot of people say, a lot of vegetarians they deny it, but we are. Why we know? The first one, look at our body structure. Our eyes is this way. Our eyes this way, that means you focus. When you focus, that means you target on the victims. You look at all the animals, they hunt and eat. All eyes go this way. Look at the lion, look at the cat, look at the dog. But you look at non-predators like vegetarian, like a cow, deer, watch them, the eyes this way. When the eyes go to the side, they can watch the predators. But your eyes here, that means you attack. If this one doesn't convince you, try to read the scientific report. Scientific reports, they put a 2 enzyme, human enzyme, in the stomach into the 2 cups. 1 cup they put a piece of meat, the other cup they put a piece of fiber. You find out the meat dissolve in a few minutes, disappear. The fiber stay there for 8 hours, still there. Remember, humans have only 1 stomach. Vegetarian like a cow, how many stomach cow has? 4 stomach. So humans are predators. So that's why I tell you, we hunt and we eat. Okay? Now, I want you to put it in a situation now. Maybe you're in winter time. There's a big snow. There's not too many animals around for you to hunt. One day you got it. Wow, you have a lot of food to eat. What happened? After you finish it, maybe 3-4 days, you got no food. Do you think we die? You think animal would die if they don't have a food for 3-4 days? They don't die. Why they don't die? Because through the million years of evolution, the body have a place to store the extra food you eat for spare. Where you store it? You have a cat, you have a dog, I want you to check them. When they get fat, where they get fat. When humans overeat, where you get fat? This area, you get fat. Because this place, the nature have a less structure, store the extra food we eat. But today we have plenty of food to eat. That's why today we have big problem, too much food. But remember, what is a fat? Fat is not part of your body. Fat is the food you eat and store in the body. The store in the body, fat is high contents of calorie. It can convert the fat into energy efficiently. Because the reason you don't have to store too much of fat, but you can convert into energy efficiently, so maintain your life. That's what we call fat. But energy is what? It's a qi. That's become this area. So Chinese recognize this area through up and down exercise. Then they can convert the fat into the qi. Unlimited. That's why this way called dantian. But you look at structure. The structure is 6 layers: muscle and fat, muscle and fat, muscle and fat. What you see? Good conductor, poor conductor, good conductor, poor conductor. You can see there's a huge battery here, right? It is. But how come? The Taoist said, no, this is not real dantian. Very simple. You can store the charge only to a levels, because this one in the path of conception of vessel. We store to a levels, actually the qi release is circulate in the body to these vessels, these 2 vessels, and these 2 vessels distribute to 12 channels. You're consuming it. That's why Taoists believe, say, okay, you make money, you can save in the bank. After you save about $800, now you spend it. That you never spend money, you never store money to higher levels. So Taoists say, no, if you want to maintain your body healthy condition, yes, it can be done. But you want to reach enlightenment, forget it. If you want to reach enlightenment, that means you have to lead the qi inside, store the real dantian. So where is the real dantian? That's exactly match what the Western science said. The Western science said this is a second brain. It stores the charge. Remember, this energy can bring up to nourish your brain. Question, why I need so much of energy to nourish my brain? Do you remember in lesson 1 what we talk? We say the oxygen's proportional to what? To the qi production in the body. That means the oxygen consumption also, relatively speaking, proportional to the qi consumption. If your brain can consume 12 times or more oxygen, that means every brain cell probably consume 12 times or more of the qi of your body as well. That means what? That means I need a lot of qi here in order to lead it up, to activate my brain cell more. How much brain cell we actually use in your lifetime? I remember one time I read about this report. We use only about 33%. That means most of the time, most of the brain cell, we never even touch it. That's because simply we don't need so many brain cells in function. Have you ever thought about if I can bring my brain cell function or usage to 50%? Because this one can store a lot of charge and manifest it. Then that means, remember we talk about spiritual valley, then the energy there can be vibrate strongly because I have a big capacitor on the brain cell. So because this reason, you have to see. So that's why Taoists, they already know that long time ago, almost 1,500 years ago. In order for me to produce enough qi to nourish my brain, I have to know how to lead the qi to the center. It's not only that, I have to condition my battery. Have you ever thought about, if your battery is the same condition as another person, how can you expect you can store more charge than another person? To me, it's amazing. 1,500 years ago, the bone marrow washing, muscle tendon change. They teach you how do you condition this battery. Yeah. That's why in the future, we can talk more about it. But so far, there's a book you can read about it. It's called Qigong, The Secret of Youth. We'll talk about that. You want to read about it first. In the future, we talk about it. Because that's why it's the foundation of a spiritual enlightenment as well. Okay. But in order to learn to lead the qi to the center and store it, you have to understand the embryonic breathing, because that's the key to lead the qi to the center and to come it down. So remember, this is 3 dantian. Okay. The real dantian is the key, is the center. And people say, why here? The structure here is actually large and small intestine. The large and small intestine, you look at, if you think about small intestine, this is small intestine, have been cut open. Okay, you can see this area is very sensitive, the highly electrically conductive area. The food passes through the center, that's why this one continues to absorb nutrition and enter the bloodstream. But you can see this area, that's where the tube. In the past, that's why they used it to make a sausage. This one is poor conductor. Inside is good conductor. Large and small intestine, how long it is? You put your hand like that, 6 times your height. Okay, I have a picture for you to show, to see. Okay, now this one you can see. That's a woman's height. Look at that. That includes a stomach, this whole area, so you can see. That's how long it is. There's a woman's height. You can see how long large and small intestine. So make sure there's a huge battery inside, allows you to store the qi inside. It's really is the electricity or some other form of the energy there. I tell you, I don't know. The scientists don't know, because the energy can be stored in many ways. It's not just electricity. So I want to invite you to think. Don't think only that's electricity. Can be a lot of other energy type is stored there. But those energy can be converted from one form to another form. Okay, so scientifically you can see this area, yes, there's a structure there allows you to store the energy to high levels. I want you to think again. There's a first sperm, there's first egg. The sperm and the egg combine together become first cell. And this cell continue to divide. If this cell is still alive, where is this cell? Because remember, this is the center of the cell of the body. From this cell, the body continues to develop. All right? So the first cell, that's where the origin, where the energy center. Because energy center from there spread out. That's why all the physical developments continue. Where is the center? Very easy for you to say, point out here, because center of what? Gravity. Your physical center. So logically, you can think easily, this place remain the center, even your body completely constructed. Okay? Now from here you can see, understand the body structure easy now. Is remember, as long as you keep this one in the mind, then in the future it will be much easier for you to understand other discussion, talk about spiritual enlightenment, talk about medical Qigong, talk about anything, because these are foundations. We'll step into the body structure more. You've been recognized the body structure is not only just what you see. There's a framework of energy structure. It's not a skeleton, it's an energy structure. From here you can see, if this is a nose, this, the center line, you already know these two. These two is the center line, connected to this brain and this brain. This is a perineum, this is a baihui, this is a crown. This one is most important. When you build this up, the first is central energy line. Okay? Once this central energy line is structured, what's the second most important? So from here you can see this is the center. So there's a gate here, this is a gate. In Chinese they call corresponding gate or matching gate. The gate matching. So front side energy, back side energy balance each other. So this part in front they call injiao. They call injunction. The back side is called mingmen. Called life door. This is called life door. But don't get confused. A lot of people say can get confused. Because different society, they give different name. But sometimes the same name given by different locations. For example, there's a gate here. This place in acupuncture, they call Ling Tai, because spiritual platform, because connected to the heart. But at the same time, this same cavity is called Mingmen, the same as this one, by martial artists. Because to martial artists, if you strike this cavity, it can cause heart attack. You kill, because it's alive. It's a door to the life to kill. But acupuncturists, no, this is the door to the life, because there's your physical life. One is to save, the other one is to kill. Okay, so this second corresponding gate is very important. Of course, the third most important is this one. So what's this one? The third eyes. Tianyan, called sky eyes. Sometimes they call Mei Xin, that means between the eyebrow. In the acupuncture, they call Yin Tang. The back called Nao Jian. Nao Jian. So this one actually they correspond through the spiritual valley, because through the empty space of between the two brains hemispheres. Okay. This one you can see upper dantian correspond. This one become middle dantian correspond. This one is called Juwei. Juwei. So this cavity and this cavity correspond. This is middle dantian. This dantian correspond. This is lower dantian. That's what I see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Already 4 gates. There's other gates corresponding. There's a considered minor gates is here. This gate, Renzong. On the back, Nao Fu or Ya Xue. Ya Xue. Sometimes a little bit off, the cavity up and down. That's normal. It's because the body, front side, back side, not complete balance. You should know that. This one, throat, 10-2. The back side, this one is called Da Zui. There's another gate here. There's a groin. They call Xia Yin. The back side, tailbones, called Chang Qiang. Chang Qiang. The name I give you, almost all of them is acupuncture names, because it's easy for you to find acupuncture book and find it. So eventually you find out the body structure have a 7 corresponding gate. I believe in India they call this corresponding gate, they call chakra. Okay. So there are 7. Yeah. So that means it's very important. In order for you to maintain your body's balance condition, the first one is strengthening is the center. After that, through this one, you can correspond all these gates openly. Maintain it wide open. Remember, whenever this balance, you losing that balance, the body become crooked. Remember, the body is started from first cell. From this cell, then become 2 polarities, become central energy line. After that, the leg, arm come out. But we try to see 2 polarity. Chinese talk about Tai Chi. So let's try to talk about Tai Chi. In the future, when we talk about embryonic breathing, we're going to talk again, because it's a very important concept for you to think. Okay. Chinese call Tai Chi. The first thing a lot of you practice Tai Chi Chuan, you should understand Tai Chi Chuan and Tai Chi is not the same thing. Tai Chi Chuan is mean the Tai Chi fist. That's mean martial arts. They use the philosophy of Tai Chi. Remember, Tai Chi philosophy already been existing 4,000 years. Tai Chi Chuan probably only 1,000 years. There are 3,000 years of difference. So for you to understand Tai Chi Chuan, you have to understand Tai Chi. But eventually, Chinese talk about Tai Chi. This is called the Tao. How to apply it to the body, because you want to understand the body, how body started. That's why we talk about this. Okay. Now, understand this Tai Chi. On Tai Chi, the translate called Grand Ultimate. What this means? The meaning is very vague. Grand Ultimate of what? See? That's why we have to see in ancient time what they say. They say Tai Chi originates from Wuji. Okay, so Wuji is there. Wuji, we try to explain it, called no extremities. That's what they mean. That means no discrimination of yin and yang. That means completely emptiness. Or a tiny, tiny spot in the space. There's no yin and yang, no two polarities. It's a Tai Chi origin from Wuji and is mother of yin and yang. All right, because this is a very important concept for you to understand. So Tai Chi origin from Wuji, so Tai Chi is not Wuji. But Tai Chi is mother of yin and yang, so Tai Chi is not yin and yang. So where's the Tai Chi? Tai Chi is between. In the book of Change, they say, what is Tai Chi? It means the Tao. Because the Chinese, long time ago, 4,000 years ago, they understand this nature, have a power. This power is creative. They can create from nothingness into yin and yang. Look at this symbol. This symbol means emptiness, Wuji. This symbol, what it means? Means yin and yang. This is not Tai Chi symbol. This is a yin yang symbol. You should understand there's another symbol between is this symbol. Actually, this symbol they derive from this face to this face through thousands of them until slowly they change to this one. I pick a middle one. It will be easy for you to understand. Like nature have this force. When this force manifests, it becomes this. But remember, this is 2 dimensions. What's the 3 dimension for this one? It's spiral movements. That's why when the nature power manifested, it becomes spiral movements. That's why you see as big as black holes. You see the black holes, everything continues. Every light you see, the solar system, they keep spinning there. It's the same. It's as small as a tornado, hurricane. Even smaller, seashell, human body's DNA structure. When the nature manifests the power, it's become this kind of spiral movements. You should understand this concept. So this kind of force, Tai Chi in the West society, what you can think of, I can think of it, it's called God. In the Star Wars, the movie, they call it the Force. But talk about the same thing. Remember, this concept exists in China 4,000 years ago. But this concept was not even described by the Western scientists until 1940s. You remember Einstein? Einstein had 2 biggest theories. One is the relativity. You talk about huge things. The other one is quantum mechanics. Talk about small things, elementary particles. In Einstein in 1940s, he have a statement. He said, the matter and antimatter can be created from emptiness. When the matter and antimatter reunite, become emptiness. That statement was not proven until, I think it's about 7-8 years ago, by German scientists. Now they can create, because from this I know, in order to create this matter and antimatter, they have to use these cyclones, because they have to copy the natural force. So that's why I know that when they create matter and antimatter, even the time exists so short, but prove Einstein's theory is right. Okay. Amazing. Chinese 4,000 years ago, we talk about this. About 8-9 years ago, I don't know how many remember the time. In my Time magazine, they said there's a huge planet. Remember, outer space is empty, material-wise. Suddenly, this huge planet come from nowhere. Boom, appear. Where they come from? Then suppose that material, where they come from? That means this kind of a construction, there's a kind of a construction for matter and antimatter happen every minute. Then again, they cancel each out every second, every minute. Okay, this is the way of structure of human body. Now, Chinese talk about compare this one with the human body. When you compare with the human body, then this concept applied to the human body, then what is the Tai Chi? Let's try to think about it. Now you can see the nature of a Tai Chi. When they manifest it, it becomes the spiral movements. Now this concept, if we apply this concept into human body, because Chinese always say there's a grand heaven and earth. The body, human body, is called small heaven and earth. That's called grand heaven and earth. Because the body, human body, it copies the same energy format as the nature. For example, every one of life, includes me, is one of a tiny cell of this universe. The same thing in your body. There are so many cells. Every cell has its individual life, has a memory, includes all the DNA of all the information of your body. But there are so many cells construct this body. Remember, their lifetime, they have a lifetime, we have a lifetime. Our lifetime compared with the nature, this lifetime is very short. Compared with the cell's lifetime, compared with your lifetime, this cell lifetime is very short. The same thing, we copy the same nature. Because the reason we try to apply this concept in the human body, and let's think about it. Then what is really Tai Chi? You think? I just give you an idea. In the Tai Chi trend practice, for example, beginning of these movements, actually you are in the complete stillness. There's no movement, the mind in the center, in the point. That's one Tai Chi trend called Wuji state. And Wuji state, now I start moving. Once I move, initiate the movements, now you can see this leg supporting this hand supporting this one. Yang supporting in, this in supporting yang. Internal is in, external is yang. Now you can see I move from Wuji into yin and yang. Now you can see how easy, I move from here into yin and yang. Question, what make me move from here to here? That is a Tai Chi. Now think, what make me move from here to here? Then slowly understand, it's your mind. Yeah, bingo, that's your mind. So that's why the mind, when you apply this concept into your body, the mind is a Tai Chi. That's why Tai Chi Chuan is actually the feast of the mind, martial art of the mind. That's why this mind is grand ultimate. This mind doesn't have a boundary. See, I'm here, my mind can go to any galaxy instantly. How do you define the mind? Is that the energy, or these are particles, or this material? How come my mind can travel so fast from here to another side of a galaxy instantly? My mind can go to the past, my mind can go to the future. My mind can create from nothingness into something. This mind is grand ultimate. This mind is a God of this body, small universe. See? The nature we call the spirit. The human mind, you call it human mind. What's the difference of spirit and mind? You tell me. What's the difference about spirit and mind? One thing I'm pretty sure, the mind is the matrix we create, but the spirit is the nature. So can we define our spirit? This mind, we have a mask. Remember, we all have a mask. Because we live in the matrix. We all have a mask. All you show to the people is not real you. It's what the people want you to show. What is the real you? Only you knows. I believe human beings will never have peace until all the human race open the third eyes. When all the human beings open the third eyes, then mutually we have a telepathy. Then in this case, the bad guy cannot be existing because people can spot them immediately. People read each other's mind. There's no privacy. Why we need privacy today? If everybody's so righteous, nothing to hide, why we need privacy? Of what? Privacy is a mask. This is a matrix. See? And when you think about it, see? So this mind is a God in your body. All right? Remember earlier we talked about, that's why this mind is so powerful. This mind makes things happen. If this mind is strong, your body's energy is strong. This mind is weak, your body energy is weak. See? That's what I wanted to point out. Okay. Once you understand this concept, it'll be easier for you in the future. We talk about internal elixir because mind plays the major role of that. All right? Another thing before we finish this lesson, there are two things I want to point out. One thing, because this one related to the future structure. Okay, there's a structure, there's a cartilage, and there's the ligaments. Now after that, I use a red color. There's a tendons, and there's muscles. Remember earlier we talked about already. We talked about here electric conductivity is not as good. Here, electric conductivity is higher. This is a law, right? So that means here is cooler. This is more resistance. So that means this place is yin, this is yang. Because remember, every time I talk about yang, it manifested. So I should say yin going down, yang going out. It manifested. All right? Now, I want you to look at the bone structure. I want you to think now. Is the middle bone stronger? The density, bone density is more compact, or the end? Before, when I ask people in the seminars, they say, oh, is the end stronger? Is that true? No, it looks bigger. Actually, it's not strong. Okay. If you don't believe me, go to find a piece of chicken bone. You can chew the end, you cannot chew the center. Center is strong. So that means the middle point of the bones is yang, and the end point actually is yin. This is yang, this is yin. All right, now you can see whole joint area is yin, the middle is yang. Now, what that means the bones, the whole section of your limbs, the breathe from Qi point of view. Now from here you can see yin going in, yang going out, yin going in, yang going out. That's how bones breathe this side, breathe this way, and breathe this way. That's bones yin and yang. That become very important part of the Western exercise, and the Chinese exercise different, and also different from yoga. Because Western exercise usually, you tell up your muscles, you lock the joints. For example, you lift the dumbbell, whatever. You push up. You build the muscle, at the same time you lock the joints. That's why the energy cannot circulate smoothly. But the good exercise is what? You learn how to build a muscle, maintain its strength. Also, you learn how to lock, how to open up the locking. That's become very important part. This is called hard Qigong. This is called soft Qigong. In order to be soft, the joints had to be loose. But in order to be strong by muscle, you have to tighten it. One is yang, the other is yin. But in the Western exercise, usually emphasize more on this side, ignore the other side. See? So once you understand this structure, it'll be easy for you to understand the analysis in the future. Finally, I want to conclude this one. Conclusion, I want you to compare with the body structure, electric network, and with outside network, and see how similar it is. Okay, you can see this structure in the radio. This is a capacitor. This is a resistor. This is a battery. This is a solenoid. The electricity comes this way. All right, compare this one with the body. What you can compare roughly. You can see resistor, solenoid, these two considered like organs, internal organs. The wire is what? Channels. What is capacitor? What does the capacitor do in this circuit? Capacitor is considered regulator. What do you mean regulator? If the electricity comes here too much, they take it. If the electricity is too weak, they release it. They regulate. That's why they can cut off the noise when you receive the signal. This is called regulator. Because that means it can store and can release this battery. The structure of these two very similar. They can store and can release, but they are different. What's the big difference? Now you think of it. This one does not produce electricity. This one only store and release. This one produce. So that's why this is a dantian. This is what? Vessels. Ha. Now you can see. It's very similar, right? That's the reason I say generally I can use the same formula to interpret it. But is it 100% accurate? I wonder. It's not. Of course it's not, because the body is alive. When the body is alive, everything change, everything continue change. So, but generally speaking, we can interpret it. So that's the reason I use those formula like Ohm's law to interpret the situations. Okay, it doesn't mean it's 100% accurate. You should understand that. In the first chart, I want you to pay attention. You talk about order of a qi circulation. The first one, try to recognize qi when they circulate. If there's a rules or pattern for you to trace. If you look at the body structure, the qi channels, the in channels always go upwards. But remember, it's from the internal side of the limbs. And yang channels going downwards. So it's easy for you, in channel going upwards, yang channel go downwards. Try to compare with the right hand side table, or the table is you show on the screen. You can see that one is that the body 12 channels affected by the time of the day. They switch from one channel to next channels. So from this one, from this table, you can see how body channel they switch from one to another one, and from where to where. So it's very important for those, especially those people interested in acupuncture or try to interest in the Chinese medicine. You have to understand this one. You want to understand is the relationship of 5 elements with the 5 internal organs. So this one from the chart, you can easily see the earth, metal, fire, wood, and water. Try to look at the chart, and you can see the metals is corresponding to the lungs, the water corresponds to kidneys, the wood corresponding to liver, the fire corresponding to heart, and earth corresponding to spleen. So from here you can see already the metal produces water, the water produces wood, the wood produces fire, fire produces earth. From the figure, you can easily see all this mutual relationship. So that means one thing, if I want to derive the energy, I can stimulate the one before in order to enhance the energy for next channels or next organs. Because this chart is important for Chinese acupuncturists and also very important for those people, for the qi healers, have to understand this one. Yeah. Next thing, you try to look at the eyes. You look at the eyes structure. In the center of the eyes, then the surrounding the center is a white area. The white area, according to the martial arts society in the past experience, you can find if there's any kind of dots, the dark dots or black or even blue dots appear around the eyes area. That means the corresponding internal organs, the qi is stagnant. So it's easier for you to identify. For example, you can see on the top, the stomach channels is 7 to 9 a.m. But that's why you find the black spot or blue spot in the area. That means stomach channels energy stagnant. That's either you have an old injury or still have a sickness, have not been, has not harmonized yet. So from here, you can easily trace back with which organ you have problem. But usually you don't see those kind of blue spot over the black spot. Usually you're pretty healthy. On the feet and the hands, that's why you can see the different area of the feet corresponding to different organs. The same thing for different area of the hands correspond to different organs. So from here you can see that's a very important for those masseur. They try to massage feet and hand to regulate internal organs of qi. So these are for your reference. In addition to the breathing we talk about, now The most common is called skin breathing. That means, as we mentioned earlier, you learn how to lead the qi to the surface of the skin. So in this case, you can boost your immune system. So prevent from catching cold. Make your body energized in winter times. Not only that, you learn how to lead the qi into inside called marrow breathing to nourish the bone marrows. As you know, bone marrows is very important. It produces your blood cell. And blood cell is carrier of the water, energy, and nutrition. If your blood cell is not healthy and the blood cells are not really have enough quantity, then you get problem. So because the reason in China, they believe the secret of youth is really keep the bone marrow clean, keep bone marrow function. So one of the techniques they call bone marrow breathing. That's one we will talk about in the future called muscle tendon change and bone marrow washing. For those people you are interested in learning Qigong in more detail, one thing I will urge you to get my books and read about it, put all the question mark in it, and ponder it, and try to understand, comprehend it. The second thing I also urge you, if it's possible, take seminars.